Good morning. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, where we are having confessions and conversations about your everyday life. My name is Yamitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? And this is the third time we're going to try to get through the Fearless Morning Show. And we will. I promise. We're gonna get through it. Please make sure you share the show, because sharing is caring. Friends and family don't have Facebook, send them over to the YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. Don't forget, we have the podcast, we have the books, we have the movies, we have all the things. Sister Rise is coming up, bit.ly/Sister Rise. So I've been trying to do the morning show since 7:31. That's okay. Y'all, why do my eyebrows go up on the end like that? They don't grow very well, but that's okay. That is okay. So listen, faith is elastic. Let's talk about this. So earlier, what I was saying is that as we're healing and growing and we get into different levels of this thing and we get to understand, we're understanding life differently and how things are working. And as you are exercising your faith, literally, and whatever religion you have, you've got to exercise the mental capacity to live and work inside of that religion or that thought process. You've got to work it. You can't say you are of it or you believe it and not work it. Y'all with me? So you've got to be able to work it, meaning you've got to be able to articulate it, move inside of it, and do all the things with it in order for it to become part of your life. You can't say you're a Buddhist and you don't practice the religion, or you're a Christianity and you don't practice the religion. Like whatever it is that you subscribe to, you have to actually practice that thing and articulate it and let it show forth in your life, and blah blah blah. So faith is elastic. So this is something, let me get through this concept, no more interruptions. So faith is elastic. Your faith is not only elastic, but it only stretches as far as your capability and understanding to stretch it. Meaning it can only go as far as I'm willing to stretch it, as far as I'm willing to allow it to go. And if I'm not allowing it to go any further, and some of us, we don't exercise or stretch our faith. I feel like I'm yelling, maybe because I'm in the car. Some of us don't exercise or stretch our faith because we are afraid that it is a rubber band and it is going to come back and snap and hit us. We're afraid it's going to snap our fingers or hit us in the face or hit us upside the head. And because we have a fear of failing so much, we don't exercise that stretchability of faith. We don't exercise the elasticity of the faith. We don't see how far it can possibly go. Now, the thing with faith, or your understanding, your mindset, the thing is, it never pops back. It just keeps going and growing. And the more that we allow it to keep going and growing, the faster that we will get to our destination of where it is that we want to go. Because as it is growing and stretching, it is making room. It is clearing the pathway for us. Like this man is cutting grass right now. He is clearing the pathway for where it is that you want to go and what it is that you want to do. Okay? It is clearing a pathway for that. But if you never stretch it to see where it's going to go, and so the most amazing thing happens when you begin to understand that your faith is elastic, your mind is, and you can stretch it to whatever capability that you can possibly stretch it to. The most amazing thing then begins to happen. You begin to have clarity of your thoughts. You begin to see clearly now that the rain is gone. You get to see clearer or differently because faith has cleared the way for you. Faith has went ahead and made the way. Before you were called, it was already answered. Before you were called, it was already answered. And when I got that concept of before I was called, it was already answered, and me understanding that my faith is elastic and I can stretch it to any capacity and that it's not going to snap back and hit me nor hurt me. But as I stretch my faith, it is clearing the way for me so that I can see clearly now the mind or the projection or what it is, how I see the future that I want, or how I want to manifest what's about to come to be. The more I stretch that faith, the more it makes room for that. But if in any capacity I do not allow my faith to be stretched and I only pull it a little bit, And the fear of me stretching is the fear of it coming back to hit me. I will never grow outside of this part. Y'all with me? I will never grow outside of this box, because growing to this box is just too much for me. And because it's too much for me, I will stay safely in this box, and I will say, oh, my faith kept me here. No, my fear kept me here, not my faith. Because my faith, if it's elastic and it can stretch, and it's not going to pop back, and it's not going to hurt me, and my faith simply makes the way straight or plain or clear, because as you walk better in your faith, as you stretch it more, it clears the pathway, and you become clear about your next steps. Then you know faith is simply clearing the way. It's not doing anything else. Good morning, Lucky. It's not going to snap back. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to do anything. So as you are stretched, and as you understand that your faith is elastic, 1, and then 2, before you were called, you were answered. So that means the supply was already there before the demand. 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 That simply means, y'all, before I knew I needed this thing, it was already there for me to need it. Before I knew I needed this thing, it was already there for me to need. Before I knew I was going to be the only Live Past Crazy specialist, it was already created. Before I was called, I was already answered. And to get to understand that concept, I've got to know that my faith was stretched. And that means I've got to stretch my faith with the understanding that it's not going to come back to hit me. It's not going to hurt me. It's not going to do anything. And to live in the fear that my faith is going to slap me in the face or hit me upside of my head is to downgrade and disrespect the entire universe, the creator, God, whomever you pray to, whatever you believe in. Yes, right. They go hand in hand, Lucky. Hand in hand. You cannot have one without the other. And so I can't continue to downgrade the great universe, the creator, by saying that this is not going to work. Right. I have more faith in listen, some of us have more faith that our car is going to take us 10 miles down the road on empty than we have faith in ourselves to do this thing, to accomplish this goal. You have more faith in a piece of machinery than you do yourself, than you have in the creator. So if faith is elastic, and before I called, it was already answered, because the supply was already there before the demand. Is everything not in a positive already? So why am I operating in a negative? Oh, look at the doggies. So on this great, most amazing day, it's going to be a good day. It's going to be the most amazing day ever. And I want you to be peaceful, period, because there's nothing after that. There's nothing after that. I want you to understand that faith is so elastic. That's right. Come on, Lucky, we don't. If your faith is elastic, on today, just for today, I want you to stretch your faith beyond where you are now. So if your faith is elastic and you've only stretched yourself as far as you're comfortable because it hurts to stretch any further today, I encourage you to stretch until it hurts. With the understanding that your faith is not it's not a rubber band. It's not going to snap back and hit you in the face. It's going to keep going. And the more it goes, the clearer you will be about a thing. The more you walk in it, the stronger it becomes, the surer it becomes, the more confident it becomes, and the more it becomes a stride, it becomes a run. Hey, Chip, good morning. So if my faith is elastic, if your faith is elastic, And it's not going to snap back and hit you. Stretch it beyond your mental capacity today. Just for the day. So I want you to sit in the thought of, and listen, as you sit in the thought, you will have excitement and the clarity of understanding that your faith, not only has it gotten you this far and taken you even farther, you will be excited about the clarity of understanding of where you're about to go. So if your faith is elastic and you're stretching it, and as you're stretching it, it's clearing the way so that now you have time to be excited about where you're going, right? And before you were called, you were already answered, right? And before all of that, the supply was already given before the demand. So that means before JoJo could ask, the demand was already met. Before I could ask the demand, the supply was already there. Oh, everything will work out okay. Chip, everything will work out okay, friend. So before we even ask, the supply is there. Now, as we look at that and you say, JoJo, that's ass backwards. If before I can ask, the supply is already there, why am I asking? We're asking because we are human and we don't understand the concept of I am and our faith, and we don't understand how that works backwards. But if you take just for a second and think about, before I'm getting ready to ask this thing, the supply is there. The supply is already there. When I tell you I'm feeling amazing today, today is a good day. Today is the most amazing day. So if the supply is already there, before I ask, it is with understanding that when I ask, I am to receive. We've got to be in the receiving mode. You got to be in the receiving mode. So on this great, most amazing day, thank you for asking, Lucky, how I'm doing. I'm doing great. Today is the most amazing day. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a great, peaceful day. Stretch your faith today. Sit in that. Sit with it with the understanding that as you stretch it, it is clearing and making room for more, right? And that before you were called, you were answered. And that before you asked, the supply was already there. It was already there. So on this great, most amazing day, I want you to be peaceful, period, because there's nothing after that. Please make sure you share the show, because sharing is caring. If your friends and family don't have Facebook, send them over to the YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. Don't forget, we have the podcast, we have the movie, we have all the things. Please make sure you subscribe to the Fearless Morning Show, the podcast, as well as the YouTube channel. And I think I'm going to take the YouTube channel on a different level, so make sure you are definitely subscribed to look out for that. Don't forget Sister Rise, bit.ly/Sister Rise. If you would like to gift that to someone, please reach out to me. I would greatly appreciate that, and I'm sure they would as well. Come on, Lucky, there you go. It is a blessing every day. And when we wake up with gratitude and understanding and thankfulness for all of it, that today, ask the universe to show you the best that it has today. Ask the universe to show you the best what is the best that you can provide for me today. And in you providing the best for me today, I receive all of my abundance and my blessings today. Come on. Yes, sir. So on this great, most amazing day, I want you to be peaceful, period. Because there's nothing after that, okay? Stretch your faith today. Exercise it. What happens when you don't exercise your faith? It shrivels up and it becomes useless. That's like going to the gym. That's like taking all the things that they say we should not eat, all the things that cause cholesterol, high blood pressure, and all of those things. It's like taking that to the gym and sitting there in the gym to eat it all and say, but I'm at the gym. Exercising your faith, if you do not use it, not only do you lose it, then you become a hearer of the word and never a doer of it. So as you stretch it, because your faith is elastic today, and as you stretch it, and it makes room, and you become clearer as you go. And before you were called, you were already answered. And before you asked, the demand was already there. The supply was already there. The supply was there to meet the demand, y'all. I wish, and my hope is that you get that concept and understand it and take off running with it, with all the hope and joy and understanding of the things that can happen. So it's a great day. Have a good day. Please be peaceful. And I'll see you guys here bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a good one.